The Fantasy
Double guns at the
Footballers.
camera.
You're going to need those guns on today's show after the show. You're going to need them. Because we're going to cover one of the most important topics that anybody could cover. You know, when I grew up as a kid, my parents, they brought me into the living room and they said, look, in case of a fire in this house, we need you to know where to go and,
That's
what,
trash.
what to do.
You don't need to worry about fire. We got something you got to worry about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is so much more important than the basic fundamentals of fire safety.
Like all-out nuclear war? No,
more important.
More important than that.
And it's a topic. I mean, YouTube, we're on YouTube right now. Show up to the show. And we just saw a very good prank regarding this event.
Oh, yes, with the wisdom teeth. Yes.
We're talking zombie.
You know what? That wasn't a prank. They were getting her ready.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You need to be ready.
She should be thanking them.
It's serious
Thank
business.
you, brothers.
Look, the zombie apocalypse is coming. And if you haven't heard it,
Breaking news.
this is serious. And we need to strategize, and we need to do it on the air. Because I thought about just me and you privately having this discussion. And
so we could be the last remaining ones alive?
well, obviously, just so that we're prepared. We can still do the show. I mean, we have an obligation to society. That being said, I realized coming out and talking about this in public was probably the best thing to do because others will benefit from our immense knowledge of this topic, how to protect themselves. Don't laugh. Don't you laugh at this.
Well,
what do you do to protect yourself in a zombie apocalypse?
I consider
We're
myself,
talking about it right now.
I consider myself, pretty knowledgeable when it comes to fantasy football. Close second,
Zombies?
zombies.
Right.
Listen, America, I've been in the zombie nation for some time now. Before it was cool.
Yeah, you said you liked zombies. You liked them before they were hip.
Before they were on every shooting game, every Call of Duty.
And clearly that's their plan, is to kind of saturate everybody's mind, desensitize us,
Yeah,
and then take over the world.
It's not a worry.
So what is the best strategy to survive a zombie apocalypse? And now, do we have to set some ground rules about what kind of zombies these are?
Of course, you always
Because
have
that's
to.
one of the big issues here.
Walkers or runners. Because here's the deal.
I think we need to go with walkers.
If you go with runners, it doesn't matter
It's a
what
whole
it doesn't matter what your plan is. You're dead.
You're dead. Yeah. So we go with walkers. The plan against runners is a magnum to your own forehead.
You're
You
done.
just end it.
You're done.
Because I don't want to be eaten.
No.
It seems terrible.
I don't
And
want to come back.
Let me ask you this. Why do zombies always... Is the intestine most delicious? Why do they go for the intestines first?
I think usually they want the brains, but there's this, your skull is just a protective area.
Right.
I think it's just a matter of circumstance that it's easy to get to.
Right. No, you're right. So walkers. All right, tomorrow the infection hits. By the end of the week, most of the population is overrun.
Sure.
We need to survive today. The likelihood of having power in this situation is very low.
Yes.
The zombies obviously have eaten all of the power plants and the electrical lines. So what's your first course of action? What do you do right out of the gate?
So, right out of the gate, you got to loot. You got to loot that water. You got to loot that food. That is.
So you're prepping up.
Yeah, that is the first thing you do. You need to be ready for your journey. For us, it's a very long one.
It's a zero-sum game in the looting business, though. There could be others out. It's survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
You're willing to
Well,
loot.
at least at first, people aren't going to be in the I need to kill all my neighbors because they're trying to kill me. At first, you won't have that, so you just got to be...
You know what you got to do?
You got to be quick. What do you got to do?
You got to go where the people aren't going. They're all going to run to Costco and to the grocery stores. You know where you go? With food that lasts as long as possible? McDonald's. You hit that McDonald's up. That food, you've seen it. Those fries, you could live off of those for years. They're not going to biodegrade.
And they're delicious.
And might as well have a little joy in your life.
Yeah.
Before the zombie. So from a defensive standpoint, we've moved on. I'm going to McDonald's. You're clearly fighting it out at Costco. We'll meet up. Okay. I'll bring the McDonald's. You've got the gear from Costco, some water. At this point, we need to build a shelter.
No, you know what you got to do?
You got to run.
You got to go north. This is not a joke.
Why do you go north?
Because you know what happens?
The cold?
The cold will freeze the
Me.
zombie.
It'll freeze me.
It's your only choice. It is your only choice. You have you.
Aren't they more resilient to cold than I am?
They are.
Because we're splitting up.
Because it's not going to kill them, but you know what it will do? It will freeze them. They will
Here's a hot
literally
tip.
freeze.
Here's a hot tip. Build a freaking fence. I see a million of these zombie shows. Build a fence. They walk into the fence. They don't climb the fence. They're stupid.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Nobody builds it. Build a fence with a little curl over the top and some spikes because they're stupid.
Yeah, but you're
They're
not
dumb, stupid
you're-
zombies.
You're not factoring in just sheer numbers, sheer volume,
What they
because
climb over themselves to get over the wall.
eventually either they'll climb over themselves or they will just have so much mass and so much mass that they will push the wall down. It'll come down.
I did forget that. I was definitely not thinking of quantity of walkers.
That's why you have to go.
They
north,
will walk
man.
into each other and push the wall down.
Have
so,
you?
So you're going north. That's where you're headed.
That's where I'm going.
What's the situation with walkers in water?
That's an interesting. I was just having this conversation.
Like, is Alcatraz
with my
where I
wife.
want to be?
Well, how are you going to get supplies?
By canoe?
I mean, I think I'm of the belief that walkers
I'll have enough
Can-
McDonald's to last me a while out there.
walkers can go through the ocean because they don't need to breathe. However, in that salt water, you're talking they're going to decompose faster. I think.
Right.
I think.
Well, this is. I think we've covered some basic tenets of this. It's not going to be a half-hour show. You need at least a half hour to protect yourself from zombies. So share some of your thoughts about our strategies here. I think the McDonald's one is the hottest tip.
I like that tip, and a hot tip for you're like, oh, I'm going to get on a boat. I'm going to go to, maybe a remote island, but you think, oh, I'm going to go to Hawaii just because there's
Sure.
less people there. Did you know? I learned this on my anniversary trip that our tour guide said if the mainland cut off Hawaii, it would take a week for basically the entire state to just crumble and be out of stuff.
That would be how fast it happened.
Yeah, because
So you'd just be done.
because they're so reliant on imports.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I would not go there.
That's another hot tip. Hey, check out our 2016 draft kit on the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Just got done with the draft preview show. Enjoy the draft. We'll catch you next week, thefantasyfootballers.com.
Goodbye.